This is Valley View News.
People here make good enough money, they don't need a Walmart.
I don't think it's necessary.
Some Burbank residents are upset about the opening of a new Walmart, and a judge halted construction.
They all have the same nutritional value.
A new study reportedly shows organic produce is about the same as regular produce when it comes to healthy food.
Our debt ceiling is our roofs and ceilings.
The FBI has arrested the mayor of New Jersey's capital city in a corruption case.
Welcome to Valley View News. I am Devin Knight.
I'm Maribel Serrano. Federal agents have arrested the mayor of Trenton, New Jersey on charges of bribery, extortion, and conspiracy. The investigation alleges that Tony Mack extorted the developer of a parking garage project for $50,000. The developer was an undercover federal agent. Also charged are Mack's brother, Raphael, and a Mack supporter, convicted sex offender, Joseph Giorgiani.
400,000 students are not in classes today after Chicago teachers walked off the job. Teachers formed picket lines in the city's first walkout in 25 years. The strike came months after disagreements between the union and Mayor Rahm Emanuel over pay, health benefits, and job security. Emanuel says the strike could have been avoided.
I am disappointed that we have come to this point, given that even all the other parties acknowledge how close we are, because this is a strike of choice. And because of how close we are, it is a strike that is unnecessary.
Some parents say their kids stand to lose the most from the strike.
What these teachers is doing, they're trying to get their money. And to me, it's not about money. It's about funding the education for these little kids to grow up to do something else.
Emanuel called for longer school days and academic years in an effort to improve student performance, but also strip teachers of negotiated pay raises. No new talks have been scheduled at this point.
People spent $12.4 billion on organic produce last year. That's up 12% from the previous year. But is organic food more healthy than non-organic? Emily Davies went to the Northridge Farmers Market to check out what Stanford scientists discovered.
Farmers markets like this one here in Northridge offer a variety of fresh produce.
Now, some of this produce is conventionally grown, like this tomato here, and others are organically grown, like this one, which is often known to be a little bit pricey.
So why do people spend more on organic?
I just like to eat well and live well. I want the healthiest food possible, and it's usually the sweetest, the ripest. I don't want pesticides.
But in terms of nutritional value, Stanford scientists saw very little difference between organically and conventionally produced foods. The study did find higher percentage of chemical pesticide in non-organic products, but levels were well under EPA safety standards. Louis Pacheco, a vendor at the Northridge Farmers Market, hopes this information will bring more customers to his conventionally grown produce stand.
Maybe the people, they can change their mind. They come to buy because it's almost the same thing. We don't have certification organically.
But organic shoppers didn't seem fazed by this information. Some consumers say they choose organic for more than just the marketed health benefits, such as looking out for animal welfare. For example, in order to get a USDA organic certification for animal products, the livestock need to be cared for in a way some would call more humane. CSUN's Dietetic and Food Science Association representative Karen Carrig says she recommends having a mix of both organic and conventional foods.
Basically, you don't have to buy organic products. I mean, if you have the money, why not? But otherwise, they all taste good and they all have the same nutritional value.
Carrig also recommends following the Dirty Dozen guideline. That is, food with a peel like bananas have a protection from pesticides and don't need to be organic. But foods like apples, peppers, and lettuce are less likely to be protected from the chemicals because you eat the skin. In Northridge, Emily Davies for Valley View News.
Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney says he will keep parts of President Obama's health care law if he takes office. Romney told Meet the Press that he would replace most of Obama's health care law, but keep the more popular provisions like the elimination of the pre-existing conditions. The Obama administration says keeping the pre-existing condition clause without requiring almost everyone to have insurance will cause prices to soar.
A new Gallup poll released over the weekend has confirmed a post-convention bounce for President Obama. The poll finds the president leading Republican challenger Mitt Romney 49 to 44% just days after the end of the Democratic National Convention. That number is the highest lead for the president in the poll since early July. Pollsters for Romney dismissed the numbers and say the race remains essentially tied. This comes as the Obama campaign raised more money than Romney for the first time in 3 months. Obama has cautioned his supporters, saying that Romney and his allies will likely outraise him in September.
A Florida police officer in President Obama's motorcade has died after a highway collision. Officer Bruce St. Laurent was critically injured when a Ford pickup truck smashed into his motorcycle. He later died at a hospital in a nearby West Palm Beach. Obama was in a state campaigning when the accident happened. White House spokesman Jay Carney said the president did not see the accident happen, but his thoughts and prayers were with the officer's family.
The U.S. economy is still facing a high unemployment rate after a disappointing report on hiring only 96,000 jobs were added to the economy in August. The unemployment rate fell to just over 8%. People who are working or looking for work are considered the labor force participation rate. That rate fell to nearly 64%, the lowest level since the 1980s. The job market is even weaker than the official unemployment rate because it doesn't count people who have given up looking for work.
Glendale skateboarders will have to open their wallets if they want to skateboard in the city's skateboard parks. Valley View News reporter Stephanie Caballero has more on the new fees for having fun.
Amid state budget cuts, skate parks like Verdugo and Glendale will have to begin charging an admission fee. Previously, only non-residents had to pay a fee. The fees will allow the skate parks to stay open on both weekends and weekdays. Community Service and Parks Department Supervisor Gabrielle Goglia says she isn't worried about the fees affecting the community.
We surveyed every participant who came in the doors, and 72% of them said that they preferred to pay a fee in order to keep it staffed rather than have it free entrance with no staffing or closed altogether.
One of the people happy with the idea is parent Joe Syracuse. Syracuse says he has paid fees in the past without them being enforced and does not mind doing it again.
I think it's the greatest deal in town. I have 2 kids and I take them to a variety of activities, and those activities are all so much more expensive than it will be to get a pass to come here.
Beginning in October, some skate parks like this one will be charging an admission fee, and some people aren't too happy with the idea. Gabriel Rivera, who is the father of one of the skateboarders, was part of the 28% who opposed the fees.
Some of these kids are 8 years old, 9 years old. They don't have $3 or $2 or, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but start charging kids to come to the skate park and less kids will come to the skate park. So it's ridiculous.
Skateboarder Antoine Quinn says he would not mind paying because he loves skateboarding.
As long as it's not too expensive.
The fees will be $3 for kids and $4 for adults. The annual passes for residents will cost $50 for kids and $75 for adults. Encino and Burbank are among other Southern California skate parks that charge fees. There is no word on other skate parks being affected. In Glendale, Stephanie Caballero, Valley View News.
September marks the 4-year anniversary of the Metrolink accident in Chatsworth. The accident killed 24 passengers and injured over 100. Survivors are still facing the consequences of a federal liability cap, which limits how much money they can receive. Some say it has left them poorly compensated. Investigators say the collision happened when the conductor failed to see a stoplight because he was texting.
September is Railroad Safety Month in California. A local agency is doing its part to promote safety. Reporter Daniel Magallon has more from the newsroom.
The Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority is joining the effort to promote safety along their lines. I went to South Los Angeles to talk to passengers about safety. The Los Angeles Metro bus and rail system helps alleviate the gridlock traffic many Angelenos face on their commute to and from work. A recent suicide on the Red Line and a crash on the Blue Line that injured over 30 passengers are prompting visits from safety officials to platforms. Community Outreach Coordinator Jesse Sanchez describes what Metro is doing during Safety Awareness Month.
We have people actually handing out, safety information and just reminding them that safety does start with them, things like that. So we're bringing the message to the platform and to the stations.
Metro rider Anthony Craig believes the system is fairly safe.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'd say like a 8, 9, I guess. It's all right.
But other riders believe safety along the Blue Line should be improved.
I really don't think it's very safe because there's not really anybody taking care of them. So people usually do whatever they want right here.
Over the years, Metro has taken steps to improve safety, such as installing these pedestrian gates that you have to open in order to cross. This is intended to prevent hurried passengers from crossing into the path of an incoming train. With the Blue Line on pace to have more deaths in 2012 than any other year in history, Metro is taking observations and rider feedback.
They're actually taking in a lot of information, and then based on the data that they collect, they're going to make recommendations to Metro to make safety enhancements throughout the line.
From South Los Angeles, I'm Daniel Magallon, Valley View News. For more information, Metro is encouraging its riders to visit www.metro.net and click on the Safety and Security tab. Now back to you in the studio.
21 Los Angeles Police Department stations have been ordered to hold community meetings to discuss recent videotaped violent arrests. The arrests have raised questions about the use of force by officers. One of the videos shows officers tackling a Venice skateboarder who allegedly resisted arrest. Another involved a South Los Angeles woman who died after being placed in a police car. Police say the squad camera shows a female officer stomping on the woman during the struggle. The Los Angeles Times reports dates have not been set, but the public will be allowed to ask questions about the incidents.
This year marks the 11th anniversary of the terror attacks on New York and Washington. There are still controversies. Among the issues are health-related problems suffered by emergency workers. Estimates put the total death from 9/11 related illnesses at more than 1,000.
Up next, we'll tell you why some scientists worry that microbes from Earth could end up on Mars.
And Peyton Manning returns to football, hoping to unite Denver Bronco fans.
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay. Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Some scientists say the rover sent to Mars could contaminate the planet with microbes from Earth. The rover, named Curiosity, is searching for water on Mars. If it finds water and touches it, some experts say the microbes on its drilling equipment could survive in the liquid. NASA officials believe that Gale Crater, where Curiosity landed, is highly unlikely to have water or ice. If Curiosity does find water, it can still conduct tests from a distance by using lasers and other instruments.
The government of Yemen says it has killed the second in command of al-Qaeda in the region. A government official says the body appears to be that of Saeed al-Shiri, but they're waiting for DNA confirmation. Al-Shiri was once held by the U.S. at Guantanamo Bay, but was transferred to Saudi custody. He was in a program designed to reform terrorists. He later left to become the leader of al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula.
It is a legal victory for those who do not want a Walmart superstore in Burbank. A judge issued a preliminary injunction ordering the retail store to stop construction. Valley View News reporter Claudia Alanis has the story and reactions.
Walmart's plans to open a store in Burbank are on hold. A judge has ordered the retail giant to stop construction after ruling the city failed to show proper issuance of the building permits. Walmarts like this one in Panorama City have been open for years and frequently draw large crowds. But opponents say having a Walmart at the former Great Indoors building in Burbank would violate a zoning law banning grocery stores at the Empire Center. The plaintiffs allege the city violated the California Environmental Quality Act by issuing building permits without reviewing the potential impact of traffic, crime, and job loss. A spokesperson for Walmart says, the building permits issued to Walmart are no different than the 1,300 other building permits that have been issued over the last 12 years to construct the entire Empire Center. This short-sighted ruling will only delay us from delivering much-needed jobs, tax revenue, and an opportunity for residents to have more affordable shopping options in their community.
I think it's great. I don't think there's a Walmart in the area, so it'd really help people out.
I'd save money and benefit other people outside of this country having to slave for it.
I actually do shop at one.
But other shoppers at the Empire Center say they are glad a judge issued the preliminary injunction and they hope Walmart never comes to town.
I don't think it's necessary. I feel it's going to take
the customers away from the smaller businesses.
Burbank, I don't think we need a Walmart because there's enough. I mean, people here make good enough money. They don't need a Walmart, you know?
Those who don't want Walmart to come here are calling this a victory, but it's not a done deal, and Walmart is calling it just a delay. So while the case plays out in court, the building, which is owned by Walmart, will remain vacant. In Burbank, I'm Claudia Alanese, Valley View News.
It was a big weekend in sports. The Dodgers and the Angels both fighting for playoff spots. The U.S. opening finishing up in New York, and of course, kickoff in the 2012 NFL season. Mark Schuerman's got all that, so let's go to him now in the studio. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Devin. Yeah, it was a huge weekend in sports, headlined by week 1 of football. I went to a couple places in Woodland Hills to be with some pretty excited fans. Check it out.
All right, all together now. Whew, the NFL season is here. And football fans at Pickwick's Pub in Woodland Hills are pretty stoked about it.
First week, this is awesome. We've been waiting for months and months for this.
Look forward to this all year. Bars and restaurants all over the valley are filled with happy patrons on opening day 2012. Perhaps the people most excited about the NFL season getting underway are bar owners. Craig Holman, seen here in his trusty cheesehead, has run things at Pickwick's for close to 30 years. He says business always picks up during the season.
The NFL season's great. We have beer specials, we have food specials, so it brings them all in. And usually they'll stay for the game before the Green Bay Packers or the game after.
Just a couple doors down at Soup Sports Grill, it's a similar scene. Server and bartender Mike Walsh says that football, more than any other sport, is great for business.
Every Sunday is packed from 9 o'clock when we open till about, when the second game ends, and then Sunday night football, Monday night football. And now that Thursday night football is all year, that definitely helps business out during the week.
And enthusiasm about the NFL will likely only increase in Los Angeles in the coming years. That's because the league and LA city officials are in serious talks about bringing an NFL franchise back to the City of Angels.
This week, the LA Planning Commission is looking at a proposal from the sports and entertainment company AEG. They want to build a stadium downtown, right next to the Staples Center in LA Live. If the Planning Commission and the LA City Council approve the proposal, construction on the new stadium could begin very soon. The Majestic Realty Company is also in communication with the NFL about bringing a franchise to Los Angeles. That company wants to build a stadium in the City of Industry, about 25 miles east of downtown. But even if LA does end up getting a football team, most people here answered pretty similar to this when I asked if they would root for a local team over the Packers.
No, Packers. No. Till the day I die. Absolutely.
That's right. Green Bay, all Wisconsin cheese, boy. Woo! Yeah!
Awesome.
All day.
I think we might use that.
Yeah.
In Woodland Hills, I'm Mark Sherman with Valley View News.
Such a fun time at Pickwick's and Soup's, and I'm sure the party continued into the first Sunday night football game of the year. Peyton Manning made his debut with the Broncos. Out all last year with a neck injury, picked up by Denver in the offseason. Peyton Manning making his entrance into Mile High Stadium. And his first pass of the game, a dart to Eric Decker for the first down. Now in the third quarter, Steelers up 13-7. Manning tosses to Demaryius Thomas at the line of scrimmage. Turns into a 71-yard touchdown for Thomas and Manning. Manning's first as a Bronco and 400th of his career. He got another one in the fourth to Jacob Tamme, and the Broncos take down the Steelers 31-17. Manning with a very nice 2012 debut. Some scores from the rest of the league. In their first game as world champions, the New York Football Giants lost 24-17 to their division rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. In his NFL debut, Robert Griffin III put on a show. The rookie hit 19 of 26 passes for 320 yards and tossed 2 TDs, as the Redskins outlasted the Saints 40-32. Switching gears now to baseball, the Dodgers entered Sunday 4.5 games behind the Giants in the National League West, and just half a game back in the wild card race. The Dodgers were in San Francisco for the rubber match of a 3-game series with the Giants. Not a pretty one for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the first. Hunter Pence, a 2-out left field gapper. That one scored 2, including a hustling Pablo Sandoval all the way from first, beating the throw. Pence into second with the double. San Francisco up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Barry Zito on the mound, looking very good for the Giants. 4 strikeouts, allowed just 4 hits. Bright spot for the Dodgers here. Adrian Martinez nabs a liner from Angel Pagan. Now in the bottom of the 6th, Buster Posey cranks one to deep center, and the Giants shut out the Dodgers 4-0. The Dodgers dropped to 5.5 behind the Giants in the division and 1.5 behind the Cardinals in the wild card. The Angels were home in Anaheim to take on the Tigers. Off a solid start from Zach Greinke on the mound and a second straight leadoff homer from Mike Trout, the Angels won their 6th straight game, 3-2 over Detroit. They're now just a game back in the American League wild card. In New York, the U.S. Open of tennis wrapped up. The women's final was Sunday afternoon, the men's final on Monday. Serena Williams going for her 4th U.S. Open, 15th career major. She took on top-seeded Victoria Azarenka in the final. Triple set point. She hammers the backhand, takes the first set. Azarenka fights back here to get her second break of Serena in the set, and she wins the second set. So we go to a decisive third set. Serena here has break point and match point. Azarenka's backhand goes long, and Serena Williams wins a tough final with Azarenka for her 4th U.S. Open championship. And in the men's final, Andy Murray defeats Novak Djokovic. Murray won the first 2 sets. Djokovic came back to take the next 2 pretty handily, and Murray, with a courageous effort in the 5th set, wins it 6-2. It's Murray's first major championship. Here at Cal State Northridge, the Matadors had a busy weekend. The women's volleyball team ventured up to San Francisco for a 3-match tournament. CSUN took down LaSalle and Long Island University before falling to the host, University of San Francisco, on Saturday night. The women's soccer team had 2 home matches at Matador Field. They battled number 22 Tennessee Volunteers to a scoreless draw on Friday night, then took on a tough squad from USC on Sunday night. Brittany Sakajian headed in the match's lone goal at 73 minutes, and the game ended in a 1-1 tie. The men's team took a trip to Vegas over the weekend, but strictly to play soccer. A 23rd-minute goal from Sagi Leverie wasn't enough for the Mats, as UNLV won the Friday night matchup 3-1. That's it for sports. Back to you guys.
Coming up, we'll look at a long list of people hoping to replace Oprah as the next talk show king or queen.
I've seen and been a part of many comebacks in my career.
To come back and win, you can't lose hope. Take it one play at a time.
Grab every opportunity,
and when you can,
you make a big play.
There are over 13 million people in the Horn of Africa affected by famine, war, and drought that are counting on us for help.
As a team, we can help end this crisis. Text GIVE to 777-444 to donate $10.
Let's start this comeback together.
Together.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Many people are fed up with navigating through broken and neglected sidewalks in Hollywood. Andre Martinez has the story.
Hollywood is known for its shops and movie stars. But just a few feet away from the world-famous Hollywood Walk of Fame lies what some residents refer to as the Walk of Shame. Broken, cracked, and buckled sidewalks have plagued the city for years. The city hasn't spent money on rebuilding its sidewalks since 2008, opting instead for quick fixes by pouring hot asphalt into cracked surfaces, which contribute to the 2,500 trip and fall claims each year. Hollywood residents wonder, where does the public money go?
What are they spending the money that they used to spend on the sidewalks on now? That's what I'd ask. Subsidies to condo developers? I don't know, man.
This is terrible because we the people, we pay taxes.
What's the total cost for the backlog of repairs? $1.5 billion. Chicago transplant Whit McAdams says the city's neglect hurts tourism.
It just kills me because this is a city that's built on tourism and driving. And it's like the two things it doesn't do right are sidewalks to walk on for the tourists and signage to find the roads.
LA City Councilman Joe Busciano told the Los Angeles Times, "Sidewalks are one of the biggest public work challenges facing our city, and our city has ignored it far too long. But before we do a bond measure, we need to get the facts.
According to street repair officials, the city will begin soliciting estimates for a comprehensive sidewalk survey that may last as long as 3 years and cost the taxpayers over $10 million. In downtown LA, this is Andre Martinez with Valley View News.
Here's the scoop.
Now Tasneem Hanafi joins us with the latest news in entertainment.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are the latest Hollywood couple to tie the knot in a private ceremony. The couple got married at Boone Hall Plantation in South Carolina. Guests included close friends and some celebrities. A source close to Lively says family and friends were shocked that she and Reynolds got married so fast. Lively split from Leonardo DiCaprio 1 year ago. It was a slow weekend at the box office. Total revenues were estimated at $67 million, making it the worst weekend at the box office since the weekend after the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. The Possession took the top spot, bringing in $9.5 million. The bootlegging tale Lawless, starring Shia LaBeouf, locked in the number 2 spot with $6 million. And the Bradley Cooper, Zoe Saldana thriller, The Words, rounded out the top 3, earning $5 million. Who will be next to claim daytime TV's talk show throne? 1 year after Oprah Winfrey ended her show to start her own network, a lot of people have been vying to rule the daytime talk show world. Family Feud host Steve Harvey had his talk show debut last week and received solid ratings. Survivor host Jeff Probst and Marie Osmond are also scheduled to launch their shows in the coming weeks. But these new players are joining a crowded field. Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, and Ellen DeGeneres are still going strong, and veteran talk show hosts Ricky Lake and Katie Couric have new shows. But if anyone is close to claiming the throne, it might be 69-year-old Judge Judy Scheindlin. Judge Judy wrapped up with top ratings last season, averaging more than 9 million viewers. Michael Clark Duncan was remembered in a public memorial. Friends and fans gathered at Forest Lawn to pay their respects to the late actor. Duncan was most famous for his role in the movie The Green Mile. He died from complications of a heart attack he suffered in July. Another private memorial service was planned for Duncan's family members. In case you haven't heard enough about the Penn State scandal, Hollywood producers are planning on making a biopic about the late Joe Paterno, and Oscar-winning actor Al Pacino is slated to play the Penn State coach. This will be the second time the Academy Award winner has played a football coach. The movie focuses on Paterno's life before Penn State, but will not shy away from his dismissal after the university's sex abuse scandal. It is unclear whether the movie will be made for the big screen or made for TV. That's all for entertainment. Back to you, Maribel.
Sea otters might be helping the fight against global warming because they protect kelp forests, and kelp helps the environment by absorbing carbon dioxide. Researchers at the University of California, Santa Cruz say sea otters benefit kelp forests by eating sea urchins. The urchins feed on the kelp and can damage kelp forests when otters are not around. Scientists say kelp forests absorb 12 times more carbon dioxide when otters are present. Thank you for watching Valley View News. I'm Maribel Serrano.
And I'm Devin Knight.